Next guy.
Eric Christensen with CBS Sports Colorado.
How you doing? CBS,
Tyler,
I'm not doing nothing with CBS. Next question.
Joe Rigo, Mile High
Ain't got nothing to
Sports
do with
Radio.
you. It's above that. Ain't got nothing to do with you. I got love for you. I appreciate you, respect you. Ain't got nothing to do with you. They know what they did.
I'm here in Denver, not national.
You are who you are. CBS is CBS.
All right.
Joe
Ain't got
Rigo, Mile
nothing
High
to do with
Sports.
you. I respect you. That's why I told you that. I'm looking you in the eye as a man. I respect you. I got love for you. But what they did was foul.
Stephen A. Smith, I think, has information here on what they did. Let's play Stephen A. This takes about 3 minutes, Steve. Let's play Stephen A. Smith's explanation of what Deion was upset with CBS about.
A reporter who happened to be a brother had a story that they were working on. When the story was about to come out, when the information was accumulated, the brother was taken off the story, according to people close to Deion Sanders. And in return, it was given to somebody who was white. Primetime Deion Sanders had a problem with that. He may not tell you. Most other folks may not know. I'm telling you. According to folks close to Deion Sanders, that's what happened. That's precisely what happened. A young brother that was working on a story had a story taken from him and given to somebody white. Deion Sanders took issue with that. And that's why he reacted the way that he reacted towards CBS. Now, in full disclosure, let me tell you what I thought. What I thought this was about was Deion Sanders, dating back to his days from 2002 to 2004 when he was working as an NFL analyst on CBS, because he was working alongside individuals, one of them being Dan Marino, that were getting paid more than him. And Deion Sanders was obviously somebody that ended up having a contractual dispute with CBS at the time because he wanted to be the highest paid player, or the highest paid analyst, my apologies. And so because of that, obviously I'm here thinking it's CBS. That must be the reason why, because Deion Sanders was working on with him, and I think it was Boomer Esiason, and his mentality was, wait a minute now, I'm the one with 2 Super Bowl championships. I'm the one that's recognized as the greatest cornerback in the history of football. I'm the one that's a champion, and I'm working alongside people that weren't, and how are they getting paid more than me? I remember that story from years ago. But when I reached out, I found out that wasn't the case at all. Now, when you think about CBS and what Deion Sanders is talking about and what people close to him are talking about, let's get one thing out of the way right now, because it needs to be said. It's important for brothers to look out for one another. Now, that ain't always apropos, because let me tell you something right now. Some brothers, some sisters don't deserve to be looked out for. If you ain't getting the job done, you're a liability. And nobody needs to apologize for that. But if you are getting the job done, particularly in this day and age, in the kind of culture that we're living in, if you have an opportunity to look out for people, you look out for people.
So that's Stephen A. Bringing the race card into this, and everything should be decided on race when you're black, but when you're white, don't look out for things based on race. It's illogical. It's stupid. It's not. It's the antithesis of what Dr. King was talking about. And then Stephen A. to mix in, to go back to 2002, and hey, Deion wasn't getting paid as much as Dan Marino, and that's Stephen A. negotiating his own contract and saying, hey, I should be getting paid more than Pat McAfee. Let me bring that up. But anyway, your reaction to Stephen A. playing the race card here, and that Deion was just looking out for a young brother reporter. You buying that?
Yeah, this is interesting because, Jason, I'm sure you've gone through this as a black reporter, that if you say something critical of a black athlete, that you actually get put under more scrutiny because, quote unquote, you did not look out for it. And I've had reporters tell me that on the boxing beat and in the general sports, like, Steve, there's pressure that if we are critical, we get looked upon differently than a white guy or let's say me. I remember years ago, the Dodgers had a player by the name of Milton Bradley, pretty good outfielder, had a nice career. He got into a very heated dispute, and it became very contentious with a reporter that happened to be black. I forgot his name, for the LA Times. And if I'm not mistaken, Bradley felt as though, hey, he should have been given a different type of treatment given the fact they are both the same race. Here's the irony of this whole thing, and cue Alanis Morissette. Remember when Stephen A. Smith took a certain stance, and I think it was maybe on Kaepernick or something else, and Terrell Owens said, hey, Stephen A., you're not even as black as Max Kellerman. I find that to be incredibly, lacking self-awareness, given the fact that Terrell Owens put him on the spot and basically said, hey, this is a black thing. Really? Because he was the victim of it not too long ago.
You make an excellent point. It's just silly, and it's and trust me, it's something I've dealt with a great deal of my career, particularly since moving from Kansas City. When I was in Kansas City, there was a lot less of it because the athletes in Kansas City was like, holy cow, man, this guy goes to war with our head coaches, our general manager, ownership, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's hard on everybody. They were like intimately aware, like, ain't nothing special about the smack he's talking on me in the newspaper. He does it to Carl Peterson, Marty Schottenheimer, Dick Vermeil, Scott Pioli, Herman, it's any and everybody. But once I went more national and people don't follow, they only follow the stuff they're interested in. They never see the other aspects or the other things. Like if I wrote a column criticizing Bill Belichick, that doesn't interest a lot of these black woke people over Twitter. So it's like it never happened. And it's like, oh, Jason never criticizes what. Anyway, I'm going on personalizing it too much. If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a moment of Fearless.